amount of
again
troll.
to
You son of a bitch.
Utterly Geek. It's another week.
Where Darren trolls me every week, the
Yep,
bastard.
fucking troll.
So it's not intentional anymore. I'm telling you to cue me,
Fine.
and you say go, and so I do what
Fine.
you say, and
Okay.
you give me shit. So I'm just gonna do what you say.
All
and
right,
shit,
we'll go with
it's your own
that. We'll go with
fault.
that from here on out. I'll just say go, and then you go.
And when I see you next, you're gonna hear from me. You might possibly feel it. Yeah, I'm Darren Bell. The Q Master is Chris Walzik. And General Chucklefuck is Steve there.
Oh yeah.
And it's another week. Some things have happened. Not really anything of note, but we're going to talk about some things, I guess.
Yes.
But more than that, we are in the doldrums of summer, and that means video games are getting played.
Yeah, get caught up.
Mm-hmm.
Told me not to talk during it, so I'm not now. And
Maybe Steve and I should talk during that time. Just
Yeah,
fuck with you.
probably you should.
Start talking. Yeah.
You probably should.
That's all right. It's still a learning experience until we
It is.
until we
It
finally
is.
have that one episode that we're gonna have it down like patent.
We've only been at this 5 years, Wally?
We'll get it someday. Damn it, we'll
Eventually.
get it one of these days.
Get there. Yeah, this last week I started and finished in the course of a day, Firewatch.
Oh, nice.
That's a game. It's really interesting how it naturally progresses. Like you can see, it's a narrative driven game. If you've played something like Gone Home, it's kind of like that, but not really. There's a lot more branching paths with the dialogue and discussions.
Mm-hmm.
So the two main characters, Henry and Delilah, their conversations are so great, and the voice actors are perfectly cast.
Yeah.
But for me, it became this very specific story of how do you deal with a shitty situation, like in your life.
Okay.
How do you deal with that? But I saw a billion different ways that the conversation and the overall narrative could have changed if I had just mentioned something else. If I had just said something differently. Like, there are points where you get into a conversation, namely with Delilah, and she'll be like, oh, well, why out here? Why'd you take this job? And you've got three very clear, distinct, different reasons what you could say. And that kind of paints the entire relationship from that point forward. But then other times it'll be like, oh, well, get down there and what did you see? And there's three slightly different variants of fucking drunk teenagers. That could also paint that story arc as well. Like, for mine, it was very straight cut and clear cut, but it feels like there's more to that game, and I want to go back and replay it again and again. It's so well done. And if you like good narrative and good game design, not excellent game design, but good game design, Firewatch is definitely great. I know, Steve, you've played it.
Yeah, I have. I fucking loved it. I love the characters. I love the dialogue is absolutely amazing. Yeah, and the voice actors, like you said, are perfect for what they got going on. Yeah, I totally recommend that game, especially, like you said, if you like narrative games, like narrative-driven games, if you just want to go in and basically play a movie, a really fucking good movie. Like, basically a fucking 5-star movie, in my opinion, just how good it plays out and be able to affect it a little bit and go in there and play something different the next time you do it, so...
It's also kind of like a narrative Metroidvania.
Yeah.
Because, hear me out. You have this...
Okay.
You have this national park that you're a fire watcher in.
Yeah.
So you stay in your tower, and basically you just interject at different times during your 3-month stint as being in this job. And you'll find different obstacles and things that you can't get through. Like, there'll be brambles overgrown or something like that. and you can't get through it because you don't have an axe. But later on, you might get an axe.
Mm.
So I didn't fully explore everything once I had all of the equipment available to me.
Mm.
And I'm curious if that would have an impact on the story. It probably would.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah, as weird as that sounds, it's like a narrative Metroidvania.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah. I get what you're saying with that, because you go into a different area and you'll find something that will be able to unlock another area. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it's not like you're not going to unlock that, because
Mhm.
you're going to find that, you know. But it's just like the way that it plays out is kind of like that.
right.
Where it's like, oh shit, I know I can walk through there at some point, but I
Yeah.
just can't do it right now.
Hmm.
So, yeah, it's super fun and interesting, and you got to play it, Wally, so we can talk more about it.
Well, we've all played what's that game? The first person British narrator is telling you what to
Stanley
do.
Parable.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Stanley Parable.
It's a very straight laced and very melodramatic Stanley Parable.
Mm.
Mhm.
It feels like anyway. Because I just basically did what I thought would be a natural progression. Like the first time you play
Yeah.
Stanley Parable, you do what he says and
Yeah.
you get the story. But there's so many different things you can do. And
Mm.
Firewatch feels like that. It comes back to the marketing push that kind of Giant Bomb started for them. What is Firewatch? Well, it's kind of
Mhm.
different depending on who you are and how you approach it.
Yeah, and I think from a story aspect too, it's just worth playing, even if you can't affect it that much. Like, it's just worth playing again, because I think there's a lot more going on than what the surface shows. So I think there's like, I mean, there's the story, you know, and you're doing the story,
Mhm.
and you think that that's what it's about. But I think I definitely need to play it again, because I think they're going for something bigger than just that story.
Hmm.
So, and I'm interested to
Certainly.
see and like break it down and analyze it, you know, and see, because it really is like you said, it's this guy who's kind of questioning what he's done in his life and where he's going with his life, you know, and almost as if he's having a midlife crisis, but not really. It's just like shit's going awry in his life, and you know, he's trying to figure that mess out.
They kind of pull a Pixar on you where right out of the gate
Oh yeah, yeah,
they give you something right in the beginning that I did not anticipate seeing.
Mm.
Mhm.
That even within that small snippet, you can make story changing decisions.
yeah,
So I want to kind of go through and make completely drastically different, because that kind of creates your character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's such a neat little experience. Do yourself a favor, take an afternoon and sit down and play it.
yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
I think that beginning, I was surprised by how just with text it was so emotional.
Mhm.
You know, like
Yeah.
how they did such a good job with that, to be like, holy fuck, that just hit me pretty damn hard.
Yeah, especially in the video game medium where just reading blank text is probably the worst way to tell a story in a video
It really
game.
is. Yeah, it really is.
They strangely make it affecting in,
Mhm.
in work.
Yeah.
For me, it worked really well. I
Yeah.
can see that not working so well for other people.
Yeah, I could see certain people not really like taking to that game and liking it and thinking they got ripped off, but
Right.
for me, it was a fucking phenomenal experience.
Some people thought that Inside was still they got kind of ripped off because it was like a 3
Oh,
or 4
yeah.
hour game.
Yep.
People got to stop getting all up in arms when a game is only 3 hours. I also started replaying BioShock Infinite.
Mm.
Girlfriend, she's really tied up into it, has never seen it, and really wants to see BioShock Infinite play out.
Mm.
I started playing it again, and I went to look up, oh, well, how long is this? I kind of remember it being about 16 hours, maybe 20.
Mm.
And so I Googled it real quick, and I found all of these articles about how BioShock Infinite's 15-hour play session is way too short for a $60 game, and blah, blah.
Wow.
Like,
Wow, fucking 15
Yeah.
hours is a good chunk of time.
Yeah.
it is, but you're talking a solo-only game, but at the same time, anything beyond what is in BioShock Infinite in that main story would be filler, and
Mhm.
it would not be worth your time. Like the
Yeah.
whole time cost fallacy is just something that frustrates the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's just because people are spoiled with fucking humongous games like Skyrim and stuff, So and
Sure.
Witcher.
Just cause.
So when you and Just Cause. So when you get these big open worlds, and then now you get a linear experience that is more about the story and like giving you this just amazing like straight perspective on a story rather than making you play all these little kind of worthless stories, And that's just my personal opinion
Well,
on it.
no, but also look at what you're getting with a big game like Skyrim or The Witcher. You have crafting systems, you have ally systems, you have different NPCs that you
Yeah.
have to worry about. In Firewatch, there is one system, and it is walking
Walk. Yeah.
and picking things up and interacting with things. Like, oh, they drink shitty beer. Look at this.
Yeah.
Horrible teenagers. And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
first half of that game is basically a get off my lawn simulator, and that's why it touches
I'm
me
on
at a
board.
very
I'm on
deep
board.
level.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Fucking kids.
Yeah. It's just that's what you're getting with those kind of games. So if you want a game that's fucking 70 hours, just don't even bother. If
Yeah.
if you know you're going to complain about it, don't even bother.
See, the way that I see it myself personally is like the reason why I bought Inside was because I knew I was going to get a very solid story. Although it's fucking weird as shit. Like I
Yeah.
knew it was going to be something that was like gonna be worth my time despite how short it was. I knew it was going to be worth it, and I wanted to support the developers like because I want them to keep making that kind of content where it's
Right.
it's short, it's sweet, it
You
is
knew it complete.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
You wore a younger man's clothes.
yeah, and at the same
Thanks,
time, it's like it's also at the same time I was willing to. I mean, granted, I got on sale, but I got Just Cause 3 because I just wanted to have a game to just spend countless hours of just going in, just shutting my brain off and blowing shit up
Yeah.
and going around and. Like I consider that worth my money because of how many hours that I'm putting into
yeah.
it. Like
They scratch two very different itches.
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, exactly. So something like I guess trying to put into a good perspective. Probably the game that I would never ever ever put money down would be this is more of a guilty pleasure of mine, would be the Call of Duty Ghosts. I will never, ever, ever fucking put money down because I heard nothing about the campaign being good or the multiplayer being just the same repetitive shit that it was the year before with the Modern Warfare 3. So I just absolutely have no interest in it. But that was something where it was like the campaign was like not really that long, but not really short either. And the multiplayer was the same thing. So it was like I didn't really feel like I needed to put many hours into.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess it's just personal preference as to what you value more, whether if it's time or how many hours you think you'll be putting into the game.
Which is time.
Yes. So basically, I said time twice.
Yes. Yes, you did. But we understand
Right.
Yeah.
the argument at this point.
Yeah.
It comes down to why you play games.
Yeah.
So, if you want a $15 game that lasts you forever, just go buy Rocket League and buy Rocket League. If you want a game that'll give you heart-stopping stories with great narratives and arcs, go buy Rocket League and play a game because Jesus Christ. I love it when it turns into a comedy. You end up doing roof spins. Those are the funniest games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about all I played. Really, Firewatch and Bioshock.
I to get ready for Mankind Divided, I've been playing Human Revolution more, and I actually got past the fucking Barrett fight. God damn it!
You're welcome.
Nice.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yes, thank you. It seems like it's kind of weird how. And I actually got to I can't remember her name, but the next boss fight, the one with the girl who cloaks herself in the water room. I can't remember her name.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But it seems like a lot of the boss fights, I mean, I understand that it was something that was an afterthought that they had to add in, but it's just kind of like with the Barrett fight, it was like, oh, there's a second floor and an additional room to where the original fight was. So it's like, okay, it's obviously it was added on just so that you could still do non-lethal and hack and sneak around and all that. And in the second fight, it was basically like it was a second floor that you had to hack a door to get into that would go up into the second floor, and then you could go into the terminal and then turn on the turrets. Like, it seems like it's all just turrets. Like, just turn on the turrets and then wait for the boss to arrive, and then they'll gun them down, and then end of that. So
Yeah, because you still narratively have to kill all of them,
yeah,
even if you're doing a non-lethal run, because
reasons.
that's what upsets me about that game. It was a real good game. Just those boss fights, just a real bummer.
Yeah. So I'm back at Hangshaw again, and about to, like, for the second time. So I'd say I'm about almost 3/4 of the way through the game. So I'm pretty close to finishing it. It'll be just in time for Mankind Divided, and I'm so fucking excited for that game. Yeah, and what else? Oh, well, I did play Evolve with Steve, but I'll save that for when we get to him, so that way we can both share our thoughts.
Yeah, I haven't even installed that phase 2 yet.
Yeah. So I played that, and then pretty much a little bit more of Furi. I got it through a couple bosses, and I'm treating it a lot like Dark Souls, where it's like if I get frustrated in fighting a boss, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna put it down, whatever. I'll come back to it sometime, and then it's nice because it's a nice little chunk of like 15 minutes of my time, because I come home during my lunch break at work, and I'll finish my lunch within like about a half an hour, and I'll put that game on, and then just like beat a boss or two, and then be like, okay, time to go back to work. So it's just nicely paced with each boss fight.
That game's got a real good look to it too.
Yeah,
it's
so
I
good.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so much. I've been comparing it to visually like Killer 7. It's just like just visually and how fucking weird it is. Just with like the story and the world and everything, like it's so very much. It reminds me of Killer 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's neat, and it does have that, like, each boss fight, it feels like Dark Souls, where it's like you're fighting them for so long, and they have a certain stage, and then once you deplete one life bar, then they have the next stage, and then you have to figure out like what kind of attacks are they doing and when to time yourself to parry or block or use your gun or whatever. And God, yeah, it's so cool. I guess I just like it because it's something like Killer 7 that I've missed, where it's just something so fucking weird that you just have no idea what's going on.
Yeah. It's also the fact that they hyper concentrated and like, no, we're only going to be boss fights.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a game where boss fights are really cool, and that's the only thing you do. Like, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And then I found out even with in between boss fights, because I was just like pushing the move stick to just move in between each arena, and I just found out that just like push a button, you can push a button and your character will automatically walk in that direction, and then certain characters will unfold the story as you walk along, so you don't have to, because the camera shifts at each angle, so that way you could like visually get what's going on between each arena. And I just love just being able to just push a button and then watch it and just listen as to what the hell's going on, and just appreciate all the visuals of each stage and arena as you walk along that path. It's a nice little break that's just like, okay, I can put down the controller, I can calm down a little bit, and be ready for the next boss.
Nice.
So yeah, out of all that, and then that's about it. I mean, there's still Just Cause and Rocket League, but those are like filler, more or less. So just little time killers.
Steve.
All right. I played Inside again. and I got the secret ending, but I cheated it all at the end because I couldn't figure the fucking thing out.
Oh, okay.
Because there's like you go through and find all the little secret things, and then you have to input some code.
Oh god.
And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking, because I knew what it was doing.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to go back because I knew I could do it, but I was just like, I'm not gonna go back to all those spots and fucking listen to the noise that it makes and then input it again.
Oh god.
And like write down what way I have to go with the lever or what blah blah blah. So I was like, fuck that shit. I'm not doing that. I'm looking it up and I will get the secret ending. And I did that. I don't know if you guys have seen the secret ending.
I haven't even started that.
Oh,
game
you haven't
yet.
played it? Okay.
Yeah, I haven't.
So
I haven't
I won't
seen
say-
anything.
I've been kind of half tuning you out in case you slipped on it.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I won't spoil it. That's why I was kind of. I thought you played it, but I wasn't 100%.
No,
sure.
I haven't even
So,
started it yet.
Like what I was saying about the secrets doesn't really spoil anything.
Yeah.
But
No.
yeah, the secret ending is fucking sweet. Like it's just great.
Ah,
It's a great way to end it.
fuck. Yeah,
Yeah, you
I've
gotta-
been
you
wanting
gotta
to go
do it.
back. I've been wanting to go back, and I also like wanted to just watch a video on it, but I was like, no, I'd rather fucking play it because it's only like a 4 hour
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, I wanted to play through it again anyways, just to like see little things that I probably missed like along the way, like
Yeah.
background stuff that goes on and
Yeah.
shit on the walls, shit in the background that is just like sitting there that I can look at and kind of pay more attention to and kind of understand the environment a little bit more. So yeah, it was totally worth playing it again. Because I just went through and looked for the secrets myself. It's like, fuck this, I'm gonna go play it because I want to play the game again. And fuck, took me another. I think it was longer than
Yeah.
what the actual game was because I was like, where the fuck are these? I missed a couple, so I'm like just running around, going back through, and yeah, probably took me like a good 5-6 hours to fucking find them all. But
Damn.
yeah, totally worth it.
That sounds about right for a secret ending. Do you remember
Yeah.
Braid?
Oh god.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So.
yeah. It was definitely like about right time that you
Nice.
sitting and finding secrets. But yeah, I did that. Shit, what else did I play? Well, we played Evolve. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm trying to think if I played something else.
I mean, Overwatch and Rocket League. I mean, we actually.
We played Rocket League. I played Leap of Fate more. That's what I was thinking of. Leap of
that's
Fate.
right.
I put a couple hours into that. But I mean, that's more of like a filler thing. You just run around and shoot shit. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
unlock another level and whatever. Unlock an outfit.
Hmm.
Then put it down. Oh, Salt and Sanctuary. I almost threw my computer out the window.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
You're playing the correct game.
God.
No, that game, yeah, man. That game is still so good though. It's just infuriating. I can
Is
only.
it,
play
is it like as like rage-inducing as Dark Souls / Bloodborne is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It really is because you get so far and you're like, yeah, I'm fucking unbeatable. I'm destroying everything, and then you if you don't know where the bosses are, you just randomly come across one, and you're gonna die the first time,
Yeah.
no doubt. Like, there's no way you're gonna. It's pretty much like Dark Souls, where if you run into a boss, you don't know how they function, so you're gonna just die the first time until you figure out how they fucking jump around. And and since it's 2D, it's so hard to dodge.
Mm.
Because you only can dodge one way. So it's like, well, if they fucking jump all the way across the screen and you try to dodge under them, sometimes you can't.
Mm.
And you don't go through them, you just get hit, you know? So it's difficult.
And then you drop your salt, and then if you die trying to get your
Your
salt, you lose your
Lose it.
salt,
Yeah.
which is like your souls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then most of the time when you go back to beat the boss, you're probably not going to beat him again, you know? So there goes all that salt. And then it takes, for me, I've only beaten 2 bosses, and it's taken like 4 or 5 tries to beat both of them.
Yep.
Each. So
Okay.
I've lost a lot of salt, and it's been fucking infuriating, especially the first time you see the boss. You're like, oh fuck, this looks like a boss room. God damn it. I'm gonna lose my 1100 salt. I should ring my fucking bell and just go back to the sanctuary, but no,
Oh
I'm going
God.
to face them.
That's so many Dark Souls and Bloodborne
Yep.
moments. Where it's just
Yeah.
like, this looks like an arena. This looks like a boss fight. Fuck
Yeah.
this. I'm gonna go spend my fucking souls or slash blood before I go into this room.
Where's my homeward bone? Oh fuck, I can't get it off.
Yeah.
Yep. But a lot of times, like, well, I know on the Queen of Smiles, when you like just fall
Worst thing
down
ever.
into the hall, you just fucking go into the boss fight. There's no like warning. You don't you don't know.
Oh shit.
Like it. You just don't
There's
know.
no like intro.
Just walk
with
down. Yeah,
welcome.
there's no opening to say, hey, this is a big room and there's gonna be a fucking boss in there. You just walk. It's almost like you open a door for in Mega Man and it just like pulls you over into the boss. You're like, oh shit, now I gotta fight this fucker. Shit, I just lost all my salt and now I'm done playing for the rest of the day. Fuck this game. But yeah, no, if you like Dark Souls though, it'll hit that itch of like, this is it's more simple and and it hits that nostalgia itch of 2D side scrollers. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it is infuriating. And I guess we can talk about Evolve.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, tell me about Evolve, because I played it way back in the beta, and it was an okay game then, but nothing to really light a fire under my nuts. I wasn't too excited.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because when I played with Steve, it wasn't so much of a positive experience, but when I played with some friends of mine on Thursday, a few days before, where we had the three of us playing, I actually had a pretty good time with it.
So what you're saying is you have to play with people who aren't shit.
Yeah,
Steve?
which I know that was...
Yeah.
I mean, it was his first time, and it was my second time playing it, so I'm still kind of like, what the hell? I think the biggest problem with that game is that it doesn't explain a lot, and I don't mean so much like controls. I mean like more of what your class does, like what their abilities are, and when you're playing as the monster, what those abilities do. All you get while you're queuing up or whatever is just like a video, and that's it. And no information of text. And the only time that you can check out your class as to like what their abilities do is there's like some bantering before the game starts. You can hit escape and then it'll show all your stuff. It sucks that it's nothing like Overwatch, where it's just like you hold down a button and then it shows all your things. Like you have to press escape, which pulls up the menu and everything, and then you can read it and then move on. I wish it was like tab or something so that you would have, because the map that pulls up on the side only takes up like half of the screen, and it's on like the left half, and I wish that the right half would be like all your abilities, so then you could just like look it up. So playing with friends on Thursday, it was fun because we won a couple rounds as the hunters, and then I got to play as the monster one round, and I did end up winning, and it was a lot of fun playing as the monster. And then when I played with Steve, I think you got a chance to play as the monster, Steve, didn't you?
Mm-mm.
No? Okay.
No, I didn't play as a monster.
Okay. Did I, or was it someone else that did?
No,
Or were
we
just
never
hunters
played
the
as a
whole time?
monster.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we're just
we're just
hunters the whole time. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess overall, as a free-to-play game, I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's visually pretty good. And it's I would say like the hunting part is pretty cool, like trying to find the monster. And on the other side of the spectrum, I would say that playing as the monster is a lot of fun because you're trying not to get found, and you're trying to consume as many creatures slash animals as quickly as possible, so that way you can evolve. And then once you know you're ready to take on the hunters and everything, it's a pretty cool little fight that can happen. So as a free to play game, I think it's it's probably one of the better free-to-play games that are out there that have that. I can't think of the word that has that like 1v4 element to it for a multiplayer game, and it does have a little bit of that grind where it's like you have to log in daily, and then there's also the daily challenges that go on, much like Hearthstone, where it's like you have to win X amount of games as a certain hunter or whatever to get money, and then you use said money to get perks or level up perks. A lot of my problem right now is I don't have anything upgraded for my perk 3, so I feel like I don't have as much power as I should. Like I only have 2 perks that are really nice, but the third one I can't afford right now because it's like I think minimum is like 3,400 for one of the perks. Darren, your mic is off. Darren, your mic is off.
How much you get per match?
It depends on how well you perform. I think I've had as low as when losing like 600, and then winning was like about 1,600 or something like that.
Okay, so an average about 1,000.
Yeah. And then like I said, and there's also like completing the challenges and everything, and you'll get a little extra.
Well, yeah, with those free-to-play hooks, it seems like they want you to play a bit more than you would normally. But
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like that's the logical way for that game to go.
Yeah, it definitely was, and I could see how it could be fun because like if you're solo queuing, you would I would say because there's a prefer system like as to what you want to play, whether if it's a certain class or as the monster. So you select like, oh, what do you want to prefer up to 5, and then it as you're queuing up, it'll match you up with people, and then the game will automatically pair you with whatever you preferred. So I feel like if you're playing solo, like if you're just queuing up by yourself, like why the fuck not queue up as monster? So then you can play as monster because you don't have to fucking rely on anyone. You're just going against other people. But then if you're playing with friends, obviously play as hunters and with various classes. So
Or fuck you guys. Maybe I want to be a monster and eat you guys.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, which I also had on Thursday because there were times where it was like, oh, well, I had monster as my like 3rd preferred class or whatever, and like everyone else had hunter specific, and I was chosen as the monster, so I was like, okay, I'm going against my 2 friends now, and it was even then that was kind of fun. So yeah, it's I don't know, it's kind of funny how I had 2 different experiences where one was kind of like moderately positive. Right. The one night I played, and when I played with Steve, it was kind of like that wasn't really a great play session. But
yeah, I mean, I had fun, but there was times like I thought I was just like bored a little bit. Like I was just like, because I mean, especially after you play a game like Overwatch that is so fast paced.
Yeah.
Which this game is a little more slow paced because you're hunting for a monster. Yeah. I think the more people you have like friends playing, it would be a lot more fun. Like if you had 5 friends playing that, I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Because like in just switching off as the monster and stuff and going back and forth, I think it would be a lot more fun. And just being able to on the downtime when you're running around, being able to just shoot the shit with all your friends. And just fuck off for a little bit. Where with lesser people, like I don't think I'd ever play that game by myself. Like maybe just to experiment with the monster a little bit, but I don't think I would have like really any fun playing it by myself. Especially if I was a hunter, I don't think I'd have any fun playing it solo.
When I was playing the beta, that's kind of the vibe I got because I was just queuing with a bunch of random people, and random people on the internet are typically the worst. So I think you hit the nail on the head. Question for you though, Steve: how much Left 4 Dead have you played?
I didn't play a ton of Left 4 Dead.
Because
I played enough to love it though, but I didn't play like a ton of it. So
this feels like it has the same kind of Left 4 Dead hooks, where Left 4 Dead as a single player experience is kind of shit,
Yeah.
It's kind of like, yeah, why am I doing this? It's not a great experience. But once you get 4 people in there, that's where that game shines.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
makes a ton of sense because these are the same people who made Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
So this is Left 4 Dead Monster Edition.
Yeah.
So I guess that makes sense. And I do appreciate the company's forthright stance when they rolled this out, basically saying, and they used the term DLC shitstorm in their release about Stage 2. They're like, we are directly addressing this. This was a bad move out of the gate. It doesn't look good for us. So here we go. We're going free to play. All that DLC is still available to purchase, but now it's in-game purchases, not DLC.
Yep.
So I wonder if it shows commitment to that as a product, because I don't know of many publishers who would look at a product like that, for all intents and purposes, a failed game, and then try to resuscitate it.
Yeah.
In the way that they have here.
Oh yeah, no, it's I think with what they did, because it's not just about the DLC. They also changed up the gameplay.
Right, they rebalanced
the
all
visuals, and there was a lot more than just making it just being like, hey, it's free to play now. Like
Flip the switch.
Yeah, it was a lot more than that they did, and for that I could totally appreciate that. It's kind of like they totally did a 180 as to like, okay, look, we know you guys hate us and you're pissed off as the whole DLC thing, but we're gonna do the fucking free to play thing with a couple of other things with gameplay balances and changes and visuals and all that, and here you go. So
I at that point it doesn't really matter the quality of game that they turn out. I mean, it could have been as long as it's at parity with what was already out there. They're making up for it in face value.
yeah.
They're getting a lot more goodwill out of this, which is great, and hopefully a lot of other companies will take note of this.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, well, if we take the care and attention, evolves a good thing.
Battlefront.
Yeah.
Battlefront
really,
Episode 2.
It really is a cool idea for a game too.
Yeah, Evolve is.
It really is it's a good idea for a game. It is, thinking about the scope of it, it has got to be like, it must have been just so hard to make that fucking game, because the scope of having one person as a monster and 4 people trying to hunt it down and have it be even.
Yeah.
Trying to balance
had to be so fucking tough to do.
Well,
yeah.
that was the thing though. So originally only one character class had the bubble. And the monster was a lot weaker at stage 1.
Yeah.
So when I was playing it, you had to find it at stage 1, or else you were not going to get it.
Yeah.
If you let them evolve to stage 2, your odds of surviving drop drastically.
Yeah.
And then if you got it to stage 3, fucking game over. Don't even try. Just run away. And it was really difficult to track and find the monster originally. Yeah. So if you think it's kind of boring and has dull spots now, they actually improved that over the original release.
Yeah.
But as to whether or not they're going to bring this to console, there's been no indication.
Yeah.
So
I would doubt it.
It'd be a massive undertaking. But then again, what's to stop them from just porting it from PC to Xbox and PS4 and going digital only?
Yeah.
And seeing, oh, well, if you have this on your account, here's your founder status crap. And I wouldn't be surprised if by year's end we see this on consoles. Because, hell, they said XCOM 2 was going to be PC exclusive, and now it's coming to consoles.
Well, I believe they already said that it was going to be out in consoles, but they're having PC being the beta test before they have it actually officially released.
For Evolve.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. So that's what we've been up to. Should we get into news?
Yeah.
There's not a hell of a lot, but here we go.
Yep.
Gotten out and they have officially commented on the gambling standpoint.
Yes.
This was July 13th. They made the announcement. There's been some false assumptions. This is direct from Eric Johnson with Valve. There have been some false assumptions that our involvement with these sites. We'd like to clarify that we have no business relationships with any of these sites. We have never received any revenue from them, and Steam does not have a system for turning in-game items into real-world currency, which they do not.
Yep.
You sell it on the marketplace, you get Steam credit.
Which is what I've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, it works, and it shows up as a $sign, and that's why people say, yeah, this has monetary value. Well, yeah, it does, but it's all locked in Steam's system.
Yeah.
So they basically said that how these websites work is they use the OpenID API for people to verify that they own their Steam accounts and their items. Mm-hmm. And then they trade them through that. He points out here, using the OpenID API and making the same web calls as Steam users to run a gambling business is not allowed by our API nor our user agreements.
Yeah.
So they're shutting down those sites. They're doing everything they can legally to shut them the fuck down. So that should be the last we hear.
I don't know how it had to be this bad for it to be like, for it to finally take action.
Yeah.
Before a couple weeks ago, I didn't know that there were fucking gambling sites for weapon skins, because that's, honestly, it sounds too dumb to be a thing.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But
yeah, because what's funny is that after Valve took action with a lot of those gambling sites, I remember seeing the next day on the Global Offensive subreddit, it was like, wow, finally glad to see this happen, and it was a screenshot of all these Twitch streamers playing CS:GO instead of doing the goddamn gambling.
Huh. Yeah, no, I mean, unless you're right in there with the Counter-Strike, what's the word, community.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think a lot of times I tuned in or would just browse. Back when I used to play Counter-Strike a lot, I'd tune in onto the channels to see what was on Twitch. And yeah, a lot of time was either one of two things. One, the gambling thing, or two, people opening up cases. Just like a whole like half an hour or 45 minutes of just people just opening up like 20 plus cases or whatever, and seeing it. And then and even with watching those, like after they'd see it, they'd be like, oh, well, that skin's all right, but we'll see how it is when I gamble for it later. Like, I'd hear them say that shit, and I was like, what the hell? Okay, whatever. Like, I didn't think much of it but I had known that there was something that they had went on that was some sort of gambling. I just didn't know the details of it.
Right, and when you think about that, people are watching Twitch streams of people opening digital cases for digital skins, and then some of the more popular YouTubers are people who open loot crates in random boxes, like unboxings.
Yeah.
And then you get into the whole grocery haul videos where people just are showing you what they... Why are people obsessed with people taking things out of boxes? Why? Why is that a thing? What is it in our psychology that makes us want to see what's in the box?
I don't know. Maybe just the excitement of seeing what the result is, and then sharing that experience.
It's a fucking grocery bag.
I'm just saying from like a CS:GO like
cat treats
crate perspective, because there's plenty of times where like there's one streamer who I used to follow pretty religiously. I would just like have him on the secondary screen and just have him fucking, because he would play for like 2 hours, and then the last like half hour of his show or whatever, he'd be like, all right, I'm gonna open up some cases, whatever, and I just fucking have that shit off to the side and like continue doing whatever, and then hear him unlocking each one, and then when he gets all excited and goes apeshit when he gets something crazy rare, I'd be like, oh, that's cool, and then like that's about it.
But why? You are a part of the problem.
Just sharing the experience with someone,
Yeah.
man. It's the
I
same
think
reason why you couldn't understand Twitch, like why we're doing this
Yeah,
now, like
no.
streaming live. Like people just want to share the experience.
This is different because this is a conversation that we're having. We're not sitting here fucking glassy-eyed hitting a key and then hitting a crate and watching Valve's little fucking red bar slowly.
But
say,
that's
"Go
almost
fuck
saying
yourself."
like that's almost like saying like why do people watch other people play video games? They're pushing buttons and
No,
playing
but-
a game.
but
It's a one-sided
it's-
conversation
yeah,
that's going on.
It's one and the same. Again, I watch Twitch.
Yeah.
I get it though. I think it's like the excitement of like
Gambling.
opening a magic pack or something. You
Yeah.
know, it's like that. You want to. I think a lot of it is you do it yourself, so you're like, well, I want to see what other people are, how they're getting lucky, and
Yeah.
I'm not. You know, fuck those people. Like those assholes are opening 50 packs of Hearthstone and getting 6 legendaries, and I opened up
Listen,
50 packs of
Best-
Hearthstone. And I got not one, you motherfuckers. You know,
best
like,
value. Best value, 50 packs.
Best value, 50 fucking packs. No, but I mean, it's just stuff like that. I understand. I don't really partake in it, but I understand. Like, I have watched people open Magic packs, but just because I'm interested in seeing the cards.
See, that's
But
now you're talking my language. Magic the yes, okay, sure, yeah.
yeah, like I mean, that's
It's just a
well,
bunch of
just-
cards,
just
Darren.
like
It's fucking stupid. Why would you want that
It's a
shit?
fucking foil, and those
Yeah,
actually
like-
have gameplay implications. Those are direct. Those are the game.
Yeah.
It's not just like, ooh, this one's red.
like I've watched a couple people because they have the new expansion coming out for Magic, the Eldritch Moon expansion. So I've watched people open up those packs just to see what's in them. You know,
Oh, the
just to
new stuff.
Yeah, the new ones, just to see like what they're coming out with, what kind of cards that they have. I know you can look them up online already, but
Yeah, the
I'd rather-
spoilers are out there.
yeah, I don't want to see all the cards. I just want to see like a couple and see what I'm getting myself into. Because I fucking pre-ordered a booster box, so I want to see what kind of shit's in there.
Because
Well-
we are adult men.
Yeah, you're an adult.
Your
man,
money's
you wanna
being
open-
used responsibly, damn it. As far as I'm concerned.
Magic. God, I love that game, but God, that's a money sink.
Oh my god,
Yeah, that's why I
much
will
goddamn
never get into Magic.
way too much money.
So good.
Oh, I
It's such a
know.
fun game, but it's just like God.
Well, what you do is you do what I do, is you play every few years, and then the year that you're like, yeah, I think I want to get into Magic again, you just go out and get the starter pack for the current edition. It's got all your basic lands, it's got like 30 boosters, you're all set.
Mhm.
And just play with that, and then you get into buying like 5 more booster packs, and then you're done. And then you're like, oh, well, maybe
Yeah,
I can
I'm
do a
done.
couple more.
I'm done after this. No, I basically went all in. And I was like, well, I bought a couple of Innistrad packs. I was like, these are fucking cool.
Oh, that was a good
I
set.
just like the style of it, like the whole. It's got like the Cthulhu kind of like weird horror feeling behind it. It's just fucking cool, and the art's amazing. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go balls deep, and I bought a booster box of that. I was like, okay, cool, and now.
Yeah, it's good.
Now I think I've gone too far. Like, shit, I've gone too far, but it is so much fun. And it's with when I bought the Innistrad booster box, I like opened a couple packs every day. I didn't like dive in, you know. It was like, so okay, I'm gonna open 3 packs today, and now I'm gonna open 3 packs tomorrow, and make it like a thing so I'm not going out and buying all these fucking packs because if I would because I
You
would
have to psychologically fuck with
yeah,
yourself.
I would have dove even deeper. I would have been like, oh, fuck, I only have 2 packs to open. Now I got to go back to the store and buy more. Motherfucker. But yeah, no, Magic is great. It is a lot of money, though. It's just like, I can't imagine how much money some of these motherfuckers have spent on Magic the Gathering over their lifetime. Like these hardcore
I
Magic
can. I know. I know
Oh.
Darren knows someone that we both know who's heavily into Magic
shit.
the Gathering, who's spent
Yeah.
fucking years worth of money.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine people blowing hundreds of thousands of dollars on that shit. Like,
Yeah.
blowing their entire fucking salary on it because just it's exciting to open up packs of cards. It's
Yeah.
just fun.
Yeah.
And like they come out with these crazy sets. Like they have this Eternal Masters set, and they cost like $12 a fucking pack. And
Jesus.
it's like, yeah, $12 a pack, and I think the boxes are like almost $300.
Oh my god.
Like people are buying them. Like,
What the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ, dude.
Well,
Just for these reprints of rare cards. You know?
I say that, and then there are people who drop like hundreds of dollars for fucking loot boxes in Overwatch just to get all their skins
true too,
and
yeah.
shit out of it.
Yeah, which is really silly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, I bought some, but
I guess we've gone down a deeper spiral than we probably expected with this. But yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
like, so I can understand the reason why people would watch someone open a loot box. You know,
Sure. I won't be lining up for it though. Let's see. Next news. Who here remembers Chex Quest?
Oh Christ! I know what news this is.
Yeah, they're making an HD remake of Chex Quest.
Ugh.
Yeah, they are. Fucking, I'm so excited for this. There's a whole interview with the original developer of Chex Quest, and it's really interesting because it was made on a shoestring, and he was really able to get the Doom license really simply and easily, so much to his shock. There's a couple of screenshots out there of Chex Quest HD, and it looks about as cartoony and wonderful as you would expect.
Mhm.
Oh man, I'm just shocked that they're making an HD Chex Quest, and I'm so happy that they are.
Last
There's
I
really
know,
nothing else to say.
it was being it was a mod going to be apparently
No,
for Doom. I don't know, but I guess
Yeah.
unless there's like an official like it's being done.
Yeah, no, there's an official. It's being done with a screenshot that does not look like it's in the current Doom engine.
Okay.
I think they switched engines, but it's so good. Yeah, they're using Unreal 4.
Okay.
They're making Chex Quest HD in Unreal 4, which is a beautiful statement. Okay, let's take a look here. In other news, Capcom confirms Dead Rising the first will be coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, and Dead Rising 2 will also be coming to PS4 and Xbox One.
Mm.
The only question becomes, does Dead Rising 3 come to PS4? Probably not. I think Microsoft bankrolled that one.
Yeah.
So if you have not played those games and really want to on your current systems, they will be there.
Mm.
Xbox One S now has a release date of August 2nd.
Yes.
So if you're really itching to give Microsoft more money for a slightly smaller Xbox, 40% smaller Xbox. The big draw for me in this, I'm not going to buy one, but the big draw for me would be having that fucking power brick internal to the system.
God,
which
yeah.
is in this.
Oh my God, yeah.
Ah.
Why did they never think of that being like the first thing each time they release an Xbox? Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is big bulky brick. Man, should we fucking add that like in the machine? Like, no, fuck you. We're not doing that. Like,
Yeah.
everyone else doesn't have a big brick. Well, fuck you. We're Xbox. We got to be different.
Yep. I don't get it. But yeah, line up August 2nd. That's just a couple weeks from here.
Mm.
Just a week, right? Nope, 2 weeks.
Okay.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2
Yeah, nicer looking
weeks.
than the other one too.
Yeah, the S is a nice
chic.
looking machine.
'Cause Xbox One is kind of it's kind of ugly. So.
It looks like a VCR from the 80s.
Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, they make like no fucking qualms about it. They're like, here's our tech.
Yeah.
Is not a pretty machine.
Hmm.
Let's see. GameStop is reporting Pokemon merchandise is selling up like they've been on the rise by 100% from the release of
Shit.
Pokemon Go. Like they've doubled. So, and there's a couple of other restaurants in different locations that are reporting increased business because there are Pokestops near them.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, this one guy, Sean Benedetti, was talking to the New York Post. Lenizio Pizza Bar, I probably butchered that, in New York City saw a 75% increase in business just by dropping lures at their Pokestop. So the company themselves is using the app to buy and plug lures into the Pokestop that is located at their restaurant. And their business is thriving because of it.
Yeah.
Fucking, what a world we live in.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what a ridiculous thing. Pokemon Go is gigantic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a neat, stupid toy that has me walking. I'm much more okay walking a dog now. But let's see here. Hitman has announced their elusive target number 7. It's Gary Busey. So hop on, I think now is when it's active for the next 2 weeks, and assassinate Gary Busey.
Yes.
They had a vote this time around. Let's see here. I'm looking at the article right now. It was between either Gary Cole or Gary Busey. And Gary Busey won and will appear in Hitman as an elusive target for 7 days.
God.
So go kill Gary Busey. That's a fucking weird
pretty
thing.
awesome.
Boy.
And lastly, Nintendo has announced their holiday plans. So we all know the NX is coming next March.
Mm.
And everyone was really worried that they were going to miss a hardware launch for this holiday season. Well, guess what? The Nintendo Classic Mini is here to save your holidays. It is a palm-sized original Nintendo Entertainment System that comes packaged with a single NES controller and an HDMI out.
Yep.
It plugs into an HDMI and has 30 games pre-hardwired into the machine. The controllers are also the same plug as goes into the bottom of a Wii remote.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any existing classic controllers, you can toss them into port 2. They also sell the NES controllers separate. So you can buy 2 of them. And those will also work on your Wii remotes for any existing Virtual Console games.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, there are 30 games included, and there's no disk drive. So these are the 30 games that you get.
Mm.
This whole bundle will set you back $60. And it's a really good list of games. And since it's only 30, I'm going to read them all. Here we go. Roll your eyes all you want.
We need fillers, so sure, why not? Fucking go with it.
No, listen. Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania 2, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2 The Revenge, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Bros, Mega Man 2 only? There's not the first one, not the third one, Mega Man 2.
Fuck it, it's the best one.
Sure.
It is the best one, yeah.
Okay, sure. I haven't played them. Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream, not Mike Tyson. You will never get Mike Tyson.
Yep.
They will never admit to having that.
Mm-hmm.
Star Tropics, which is quite a pull. Super C, which is Super Contra. That's the second Contra.
Oh, okay.
Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3, Tecmo Bowl, Legend of Zelda, and Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. That's a really good lineup, and that's actually more games than what I have for my actual NES.
Yeah.
And yeah, this thing's gonna sell like hotcakes. It's going based off of nostalgia.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. The question is, do they then later on do a Super Nintendo?
Fuck, man.
They set this up to
I
do
hope so, man. I would totally fucking buy that shit. I have so many SNES games that I just like can't fucking play because I lost my SNES. I have no idea where the fuck they went, and I fucking want to play a lot of those games again.
Yeah, it's really cool. Now, I was listening to the Giant Beast cast last week, and they brought up a real fucking good idea. So this is an enclosed system, right? You can't add anything to it.
Mm-hmm.
What if there is an RF chip reader, and you place an amiibo on it, and you get to play that NES game? You put fucking Little Mac on there, you're playing Punch-Out.
Mm-hmm.
You're done with Punch-Out, take off Little Mac, put on Samus. Now you're playing Metroid.
Mm-hmm. That would certainly be more use for the fucking amiibos.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
to me, that is a selling point for Amiibo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on which system you had hooked up, like, you plug in a fucking Super Nintendo, and now suddenly you're playing Super Metroid. Or Super Punch-Out. Or Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, that's yeah. Like, that would justify the price of an Amiibo alone.
Right.
If you could use them in this fashion.
Mm-hmm.
This is a real dumb thing, and a lot of people that I know that don't necessarily buy a lot of consoles are really excited for it.
Yeah, it's 30 games for $60, and each of them are gonna have you playing at least for 2 hours.
Fucking Final Fantasy will have you playing for a lot longer than that.
Well, yeah, that's why I said at least. I didn't say it max. I said at least. Damn it.
Balloon Fight will probably be about 15 minutes before you're like, yeah, this game.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so at least 15 minutes then.
Yeah, but still, even with just that,
Mm-hmm.
it's a pretty cool deal. It's a pretty neat thing for $60. That's a good Christmas gift.
Yeah.
It comes out November 11th
Mm-hmm.
in the U.S. and the U.K. I think in Japan, but I didn't see that announcement.
I would be surprised that it wouldn't.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, same. I fully anticipate it. So that is it for the news, unless I missed something, gentlemen.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
All right, so again, with our ever-evolving let's learn how to do things mantra,
I'm ready, damn it.
new releases
Mm-hmm.
are now... Still don't have music. Let's see. We are looking through next Tuesday, the 26th. Let me take a look real quick. I did earlier. Didn't find a lot. Quadrilateral Cowboy for PC is coming out July 25th. Just wanted to remind everyone that game's going to be great. Fallout 4, the Vault Tech Workshop, comes out the same day, the 26th. And the last one to be of note, Headlander, coming out July 26th
Yeah.
on the PC and I believe the PS4. Let me double check that, and I am correct. Same thing with Fallout 4, the Vault Tech Workshop, that's coming to Xbox One and PS4 on July 26th. Also for PS4, Ali Ali, the Epic Combo Edition, July 26th. Ali Ali is a neat, weird game.
Yeah. I
It's-
watched the gameplay for that, and it's interesting.
I have it on my 3DS, and I don't recommend that because you'll want to throw your 3DS.
Yeah.
Moon Hunters, I believe I already mentioned, that's coming out tomorrow, the 19th, along with I Am Setsuna. I Am Setsuna which is like a modern, graphically modern but old school RPG in the style of like Chrono Trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks real good.
Yeah, it does.
That is also coming out on PC as well as PS4 tomorrow. And for your Xbox One, Vault Tech Workshop, again, there's not a lot. That's about it. We're in the doldrums of summer.
Yeah. It's that time to get caught up in games before fall/winter
Yep.
holiday season.
Get all caught up, finish your Witchers.
If you
Play-
can, dear God, if you can.
Actually, in the dead heat of summer, it would be the perfect time just to sit down, turn off your AC, turn off your fans, turn on your heat, and just play Firewatch. Just play Firewatch in the fucking blazing heat. Yeah, do it. You get right in there.
Yeah.
Or Doom, or the latest Doom game, so that way you can feel like you're on fucking Mars.
hell. Yeah.
And or in hell, yeah, either or.
Yeah, do that. Do those things. That's it for upcoming releases. And now we're on to emails. Utterlygeek@gmail.com. That's UTTERLYG33k@gmail.com. Send them in. We will answer them. Nothing new this week.
Womp womp.
We will also take your questions live at twitch.tv/CPTWally. That's CPTWALLY.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have questions from the chat?
We do. We just got one, actually, from
Sweet.
Lulz for Days. If you had
can
downloaded
Lulz for
games...
Days.
Yes, you can Lulz for Days. If you had downloaded games on PS3, can you transfer them to PS4 on the PS Store?
Okay, so that depends on the game, and that's
Yeah.
up to the publisher.
Yeah.
The only one that I can see that really happened with me, there were a couple of them actually. Journey,
Mm-hmm.
Flower, Journey and Flower. That's about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Typically, no, you can't. The PlayStation 3 games do not work on the PlayStation 4, and that's due to software architectural differences. So in order for that to even work, the developer would have had to have actually developed a PS4 version of the game, and then also said, hey, you know, we're just going to give this to people who bought it on last generation, which is a fair thing.
Yeah.
So, typically, no, but your mileage may vary depending on title.
Yeah. So there you go. That was a question.
Specifically, we got an update there about
Okay.
Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 4 DLC. I don't know.
Last
don't
I
think
recall, my brother actually got Battlefield 4 for PS3, and then he got the upgrade. I think you actually have to pay more. I think, I don't know. It was a very long time ago. It was pretty much back when it was like that year that PS4 came out. I can't remember. I think you have to get like a $10 upgrade or something, like a $10 or $20 upgrade, at least for Battlefield 4, and then probably buy the DLC separately. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I know that for Battlefield 4 it was like a $10 to $20 upgrade. Like you can put the game on your account, on your PlayStation Network account, and then you had to pay a little bit extra just to have the upgrade to play it on this gen. So,
Yeah, I think they did that with GTA 5, where it's like if you bought the online version
okay.
digitally, like on PS3 or I don't know if they did it for Xbox, but on PS3, I think it was like a $15 or $10 upgrade to get the one on PlayStation 4.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
See, I'd much rather they do that
Yeah.
than not even give you a chance.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there are certain games that it was just at the end of last generation where they did allow that because they knew that a lot of people were going to be buying this generation. So then they were like, okay, let's just have just a small fee to upgrade it, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think they did it with Last of Us as well, or if you had that, because that was another one that basically was like a launch game for PS4, but also came out for PS3. So I'm pretty sure I think that was one of them, because I know I did it with GTA. I didn't do it because I wanted a physical copy of Last of Us, but I did upgrade my GTA.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
So there's your answer for that. Anything else from anyone else?
No?
I think that's gonna do it this week.
Yeah.
We did it. We did it. Thanks, guys. We will be back.
Next week? You make it sound like we're not going to be there next week?
I need to talk to you guys. We might be taking a week off.
Okay. We'll keep you posted, I guess.
So, yeah, you look for tweets.
Yeah.
Look for tweets.
There you go.
We'll let you know. In the meantime, keep playing games. Try not to die in the heat. If it gets too hot, just play Firewatch.
Yeah.
I got central air, so Fuck you
I
guys.
got ear. Wow.
Yeah.
That is the whitest phrase you have ever said. Good job.
We've got central air, man. I fucking pay for that shit.
What was the quote from Dogma about Central Air?
Oh god, I have no idea. That's been a long time since I've seen that fucking movie.
Good fucking movie.
Oh,
Anyway,
God.
we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Yep.
We'll see ya.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.